Proverbs 22:24 says, "Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go." Texts like this are mishandled to make people believe that if a man gets angry, he's sinning. And if you have a friend who ever gets angry, you need to unfriend them. The fact is, this proverb is speaking of a man who is angry, not gets angry. In other words, it's a man who lives in a perpetual state of anger. He lives with a nasty disposition and just can't get along with anyone. The fact is, Jesus got angry when there was a cause. Mark 3:5 says about Jesus, "And when he had looked around about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored, whole as the other." You see, Jesus had a reason for being angry. The people were hard-hearted, and they were being rebellious. In other places, we read, for example, in Matthew 5:22, "But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment." Sadly, the new versions delete the words "without a cause" and further perpetuate the lie that anger in itself is a sin, and it is not. Otherwise, Jesus would be a sinner. Anger without a cause is a sin, and that's the kind of man our proverb is speaking of. A man who's just in a constant state of anger, and even when you see him smile, it looks unnatural and almost unnerving. Nabal, the husband of Abigail, was such a man. 1 Samuel 25:3 says the man was churlish and evil in his doings. He was rude and had a bad disposition. He was an angry man. He lived in a perpetual state of anger without a cause. I've known people like that over the years, and they seem to wake up angry, and they drive angry, and they work angry. They're angry with their spouse and kids until their kids finally move out and rarely spend any time with them as adults as a result of that anger. But it's not the anger that's the problem, it's that they're angry without a cause. If these people were only angry when there was a cause, then they wouldn't wake up angry, and they wouldn't road rage all the time, and they wouldn't work angry, and they would not be angry with their spouse and children for no reason. Ephesians 4:26 says, "Be ye angry, and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath." And Titus 1:7 tells preachers to be not soon angry. Another way to put it is found in Ecclesiastes 7:9. "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." People in the world in general can turn a person angry and bitter. We have to fight against that. Satan wants to disarm the believer and disable us spiritually. If he can get you to commit some terrible sin like fornication, drunkenness, theft, murder, and such things, then he'll have done his deed, accomplished his purpose. But if not, he'll try to discourage you and make you give up. And if that doesn't work, he'll just try to make you bitter and angry. And he's good at doing that. But only because Christians let down their guard and let him get the victory over them. But if we are filled with the Spirit of God and the power of His Word, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Sin should make us angry. There's a cause for that anger, but it shouldn't fill us with anger. Actually, instead of being filled with anger, we should be filled with God's Spirit, which then in turn would mean we'll be filled with God's love and a sound mind.